What's up there, fellow YouTubers? What's going on? I've got a short one for you today. Just a couple small anomalies. And this was from, believe it or not, this is when Curiosity actually got on Mars. It goes way back then, and this is when she first got on Mars. This was Sol 3. So, just gives you an idea. Sol 3. Now, I got 2 or 3 anomalies, and I couldn't tell you what they are, but to me, they've got detail to them. But more importantly, I want to show you guys, even back then, they were hiding this stuff and manipulating. And this is what's crazy. This is what, I don't know if you guys will follow me on this, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's assume that they didn't know what they were getting into. In other words, they didn't know it was on Mars, didn't have the first clue what they'd find. Okay. Then all of a sudden, when they get there and this thing starts driving around, it starts finding these anomalies. Well, they'd have to come up with some kind of manipulation tool, or guys, get with the program. We need to doctrine this stuff up. Okay, I don't believe that for a minute. I believe that these guys knew what they were doing. They knew what they were going to find way before Curiosity was even thought of. So I don't believe for a minute that they didn't know what they were getting into. I think they were already prepared. Because think about it. If I'm a space agency, I send a multi-million-dollar machine to Mars. Believe me, people are going to want to see these exciting pictures coming down to the public. And, other businesses, whatever, So, you're going to want to, because the enthusiasm, you want people to keep the enthusiasm. So you're going to start airing these pictures from day one, or Sol 1, as they put it. So you're going to want to see these things. And I'm be the first one to say I was excited. I still am at the fact that we're still on there. But after you start to see these, you get really disappointed. But let me just show you right here. And this is the picture. And you can see it was right there, 2012, and it's 8/9 and 5:40 UTC time. And, I just thought, hey, that's a pretty cool picture, and we see a lot of these stones. This is the first one that stuck out because it's got that kind of, funky shape to it. And if you go to the high res, it's not much different until you zoom in. But, I just jumped in there and looked around. I said, well, yeah, it's pretty cool. But I seen a couple of things that kind of stood out. This looked kind of goofy. It didn't look like a typical rock anyway. You got something small right here. Looks like some kind of metal or just a different rock. I mean, just look at the rocks in the area. It just doesn't look like this smooth, dark gray kind of thing. And this stuck out to me right here. See that? And there's more to it in this little section right here. And there's a little something up here. Again, I couldn't tell you what these things are, but to me, they look like mechanical parts. And the reason why I say mechanical parts is because you can see some detail in this stuff. So let me show you what I mean. This is the first anomaly I go over, and it's, yeah. Let me just go right here. This right here, I mean, you can literally see something they tried to cover up right here. Right inside there. Now, most people say, well, maybe it's the way the sun's shining off of it, and because you can see right here where the shadowing is, see it? So, and it's pretty consistent, well, within reason. This one's on this side, the left, and these are all coming from this side, and this one's over on this side. So, you can tell something's not right here in the picture. I know different terrains and hillsides will throw a different angle of a shadow, and I get that. I mean, look at this thing right here. It's just standing up by itself. We can just zoom into that and see if we can. But see, that's kind of like just standing up, but you can see it's smudged right there, right? Now I know there's going to be some pixelation stuff, but you can actually see it looks like it's a little fudged out there. Let me do this. Let me just zoom back out so I can get it to work. Let me see. All right. Now, let's just check this right out here, right here. Again, the first thing that popped out, I saw this right here, and just look how nice and smooth that is inside there. I was like, what is that? Okay. Let me jump right in. Okay. Now, that's a base right there, and here's just one equalizer, and I just go, whoa. I mean, there's something clearly that they tried to cover up. And as I blur it, watch what happens all in this area right here. Stuff starts to become a little bit more defined. Okay? Now, you got this little weird thing right here. Okay? And it has like a box type thing going around, or some kind of squared platform around it, if you will, under it. And just look at the lines here. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, and it's something like this kind of weird strap of, I don't even know what you'd even call this thing. It's hard to tell whether it's mechanical, it's electronic. You just don't know because, I mean, heck, these could be just as much circuits as they could just small pipes. Right here. See the way that goes down and it comes over to here. Goes across, comes down, and there's 1, 2, 3 little things coming off of that. And like I said, there's other designs here. Goes across, but there's something around right there, and there's actually another here. Okay. Now, see it there? You can actually see it pop a little bit more. So it's not just a rock per se, because rocks don't usually have them kind of details, like not, at least not symmetrical lines or something that just stands out. Again, I couldn't tell you what this stuff is, guys, so I'm not even gonna. I'm just all I can suggest, it's either A, mechanical, or B, electronic. That's, or both. So there's a C. But anyway, there's something right here. I don't know if you guys see that. There's something just sticking out right there. I don't know if I can see how, like, you just don't see it, but you start to equalize. There's something blurred right there. And I can see something right here, and I can't really make that out, but there's something sitting right here. I don't. Oh, it's sitting right by this wannabe rock. See it right there? Okay. But you can see this right here, and just how nice and smooth it is, and goes down in there, and look at the way this comes down. It's got this shape here, has this oval nose type thing to it. I'm going to call it a nose, because I don't know what it is. And then you can actually see the shadow of it comes down, and goes down in there. Now, whatever else is over here, they covered. It's as simple as that. They're not going to let you see what that is. I mean, common sense. Let me see. But like I said, there's something there, and then when I invert it, you can still see whatever that is goes right into the ground. See that? And it goes into whatever this is. So, and you can see right here. Well, that's because I think they try to do that manipulation. That's where you're getting that line from. But, you see it right there? Let me see. Well, that's pretty much it for that one. But I thought that was pretty wild. I mean, even when it's inverted, nothing changes. That means this thing is in the picture. So I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, let me move on to this right here. This little area right here. Now this kind of struck me weird. See this round circle in this wannabe rock? It's not a rock. You can actually see a piece of white right there where they didn't quite manipulate that and throw it over it. When I looked at the first thing I thought of was an infrared camera where it has like these LEDs in there to around the actual center of the camera. So let me just widen that up a bit. But I'll tell you what stood out for me was this little line right here. Okay, and it goes across. And I went, well, that's kind of odd. So then I blurred it up, and you can see it pretty clear now. But it actually comes from way over here. You can actually, just outside the circle, comes out, comes down, got this little bend to it, kind of goes around, comes down here, around, has this 90-degree angle, comes all the way up, comes over, but goes over into this piece. And then there's something that goes underneath that one, goes around, and wraps around this thing. See it? That's pretty wild. But right here, I can't make out what that is. I don't know if it's some kind of emblem, symbol, something. I couldn't tell you. But see, I just noticed too. Look at right here. Right here. And then there's something else that branches off that goes behind this. See it? So whatever this is, it's mechanical. You can just see the pipe or whatever this is. I mean, these could be little hydraulic lines. They could be, could be wires. Usually wires don't kink like that unless somebody purposely sets them like that. But as a rule, they don't usually just sit like that, So it could be like I said, it's got like a bend to them, kind of like a brake line on a car. You can actually see like it's, they bend them and kink them in certain ways from the factory. When you invert it, you can still see that thing. It comes out, comes down, goes around here, and then drops and goes right into this one here. And I like to desaturate my stuff here so this we can try to see it. But see, you can't really make out what that is right there. But you can see whatever it is, it's not completely manipulated. You can see where they tried, well, I wouldn't say tried, but did a kind of a, Mickey Mouse job of it, so to speak. But see that? But that is still there. And you can see what something's right there. So yeah, like it goes, there's another one that forks over right here. It goes over this other one. So, all right, so there's several of these things. What it is, it comes around, goes over here. This one comes up, goes around, comes down. Look at these angles. And it comes on, and it looks like it just joins up over to here. Oh, my God. So these are mechanical parts. There's some kind of mechanical parts. What they are, I just couldn't tell you. But nonetheless, they're there. This last spot doesn't look like a whole lot, but again, it just goes to show you how they love to hide stuff. Now, you look right here and you say, okay, well, I don't see anything there. And they're really, again, I can't explain what this thing is, but when you equalize, suddenly things take form. I don't know if you can see that. Just look at this, the shadowing. like it's been ghosted out or digitized out. See it? There's something there. There's something right there. Just, I don't know. See how like suddenly now there's something that takes like shape or something like that. It's something, whatever it is half buried in this dirt or almost buried. When you blur it, there's something there. You can see it comes across right down here, goes on down. This what looks like a small cylindrical thing. Because let me see if I can do this again. Yeah, you really can't tell if there's something hollow or if it's solid or whatever, but it looks like something cylindrical because you can see it runs here, and the other side of it's right here. So I can't tell what that really is. Just sharpen up a little bit, but you can see something square with corners right here, and then it has something here, and it runs all the way down, comes down, and then goes into here, and then obviously it stops. It may not actually. It looks like it still keeps going right here, and it does. It looks like it goes right outside the circle and down to this. So whatever this is too, I mean, I didn't even do that part, to be honest with you, but I like to desaturate, and then I threw a little color in too, just for the heck of it after, just to see if you can get anything to pop out of it, and I really couldn't get anything to really pop, but let's see. See that right there? Now keep in mind, guys, I didn't invert this piece right here. This is natural in the dirt. So when you go from this, which looks like absolutely nothing, to this, where it looks like it's got some kind of structures to it or some kind of detail, it looks like something's it. This looks like it kind of goes. It looks like it comes across, down, goes over here, comes up, and these lines come down, cross, and down. And then this one here looks like it goes behind here and it comes out to this one and goes down too. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what the stuff is, but it's just like this is all over this ground. That's what's insane. Let me just try one thing here. Let me, just for the heck of it, see if we can highlight this thing, see what this thing is, just for the heck of it. I don't think we're going to be able to see much of anything, but let's try. All right, well, going any further, it's going to look like crap. See if we can't blur that a little bit. Yeah, maybe throw a little shopping in and see what that does. Let me see. Okay. Jump in a little bit more. There's something, I can't tell what that is, but there's something that looks like it comes out. Whatever that piece is, it looks like it comes off. Where did I see that other piece? It's hard to tell where that keeps going, but it looks like you can see something right here and goes up and over this, whatever this is. Kind of strange. Let's just desaturate for the heck of it. Okay, let's flip it and see what that does, if it does anything at all. Okay, can't really tell what that is. But there's something that comes up off the ground. You can see it comes up and onto this. So whatever it is, it's part of whatever that is. But I just thought I'd show you this real quick, guys, because here's the thing. And I'll just do this right here. If anybody wants to use their magnifier. Let's start off fresh right here and go right here from the left. Equalize. And you can pause it any way you want, guys, and check this stuff out yourself. I'll do a little blurring. Brightness and contrast. Okay. Invert. Brightness and contrast. So, jump into the next small one right here. Okay, brightness and contrast. And again, you guys can check this. Sometimes if you get too much of a pixelation, put this picture, in fact, I'll do this. Because it is small, I'm going to bring it up to 100% for this one here. Because it is smaller and it's kind of hard to see. But, again, stop it anywhere else. Do this just regular brightness and contrast. Okay. Alright. Invert it. And desaturate. Now I'll bring it back up to 50 just in case. Because like I said, I mean, I like to have you guys, just see everything in this picture. Blurring. Sharpen. And sometimes you got to do each step sometimes, because if you don't see it, if you blur it and it's this far away and you try to use your magnifier, you probably the average is around 400, but you can go either way a little bit and see which way is best for you. Desaturate. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the one in the back. Equalize. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all these steps and I'm going to go to 100%, see if that's any better. Blur it. Sharpen. Desaturate. And I like to blur and sharpen again. And Go from there and then colorize it and see if that helps at all. Let me go back to that. Okay. Bring it up a little bit. Sometimes this may be too much, but let's just see what happens here. Blur it. You guys can stop it any way you want. Sharpen. Desaturate. Blur and sharpen. And then colorize. And the last step I'm not even going to bother to do because it didn't look like much of anything at all. Other than, I mean, I'll still do it just for the heck of it. But it looked like something's coming off the ground. It's actually laying on the ground and going onto that. So I don't know what that is. And like I said, I couldn't tell you what any of these things are, but they are being hidden. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So me, purposely, I just think they're just going out of their way. And they've been doing this from day one. So what's that telling you guys? It's telling me that they were prepared for this stuff. Because like I said, if they were just wandering around in a perfectly good area, meaning, oh, well, it was, let's say there's no anomalies at all in one part of this terrain. Well, then it'd be like, okay, this is beautiful. And then all of a sudden you'd see the degrading of the pitches as they went along. Because as they get in, let's say they run into an area that's full of anomalies. Well, all of a sudden the pitch is going to get worse quality, and they're going to try to do everything they can to manipulate it. And if you think about it, you can see that. In a sense, you can kind of see that because right here, it's not too bad. You can actually go into that picture and it's pretty clear. And only a couple of things are manipulated. But the more they get closer and closer to Mount Sharp, which they're already on at the base of it, but the more they get closer and closer to it, everything's starting to get more blurry, more pixelated, more this. What's that telling you? Let me guess, the camera started going bad? Come on. You can try to justify it any way you want, but they're trying to hide this stuff. And just once, I'd love to see a great picture with nothing taken out of it. No pixelations, no kind of manipulations at all. Just a fantastic picture. I'd love to see one country, just one, say, you know what, I think these other space agencies are full of crap, and we're gonna send our own there. We're gonna expose these fakes, these frauds. Just once, I'd love to see that. And I don't believe we're gonna see it. And like I said, don't expect too much from India or China. That's a fact. In fact, I got a video coming up showing that. And it's disappointing, to be honest with you. It's just, but anyway, guys, just a short one here. Not too long. Don't want to make it super long. I just wanted to let you guys know, even on Sol 3, they were doctoring stuff up. Now, you can tell these things are not stones. I mean, there's some intricate parts to these things. And they don't just look like a smooth rock or even a jagged rock I could go for. I don't even care about that because I've seen all sorts of rocks. I lived on the beach or pretty close to the beach. So I've seen every kind of different rock, smooth, jagged, you name it. Used to go, hiking up in the mountains with my buddies. So I've seen all kinds of different rocks. When you see things like that and you can see they're clearly manipulated and you can see like these little patterns on them and little, just intricate details, they're not simple rocks. So, like always, guys, just throw me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, just a quick one. Just want to show you what's going on. If you're a viewer and you're not a subscriber, subscribe. You'll see some wild stuff. I got some cool stuff coming up for you guys. As always, I'm always digging, always looking for something, man. I think it just better as a whole. We just try to find the truth here. That's all. I don't say any absolutes what stuff is. I just say it looks like or could be or really does look like it, but I never speak in absolutes, so just keep that in mind when you watch my videos. And I want your input. So if you don't want to put any input, don't bother putting a thumbs down or a negative comment, because if you just say, well, I'm not seeing what you're seeing, but it clearly doesn't look like a rock, well, that's enough for me, because it's showing that at least you've done your homework, at least looked at this thing. Because I think it's funny how you'll see like thumbs down, like on my intelligently carved stones on Mars. I had like 3 thumbs down. Of course, I think I know why that was, because my buddy Frankie a while back. But still, you can clearly see this radius cutout rocks. I mean, they're right there in your face. You don't even have to go and look for these things or manipulate them or try to bring them out and get them to pop. They're clearly there, and yet I had 3 thumbs down. So it just tells me the viewer's going, yeah, I just refuse to think and look, so, thumbs down. So, I just think it's kind of silly, but me personally, if I see a guy make a claim on a video, by God, I'm going to check it out and see if he's either A, full of it, or B, wow, he's got something here. So that's just me. I got an open mind. I want to know what's the truth and what's not. So this is the reason why I dig. This is the reason why I make these videos. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As always, definitely appreciate it. Do for you guys. You guys have a good day, and I will see you next pick.